Okay, so this is the continuation of our discussion. And then ito ay included din po sa inyong midterm examination. So take note of the important concept that I will be stressing out, okay, during the course of this discussion. Okay, so it is all about the United Nations. Okay, yung pinagbuklod ng mga bansa. Okay, and then so we have the so-called um, United Nations Conventions Against Transnational Crimes. Okay? So ito po ay isang main international instrument, okay, na ginagamit in the fight against transnational organized crime. Okay? So ito po ay ginanap yung convention na to, yan, yung pagpupulong, okay, and then merong agreement. Ito po ay ginanap sa Palermo, Italy. Okay, Palermo, Italy. Yan. Kaya nga tinawag din itong United Nations Convention Against Transnational Crime as Palermo Convention. No, Palermo Convention. Kasi yung agreement, yung meeting and agreement ginawa sa Palermo, Italy. Okay, kung tatanungin kayo, what is the other term for United Nations Conventions Against Transnational Crime, then it will be Palermo Convention. Okay? Yeah. So it is the main international instrument, okay, in the fight against transnational organized crime. So himay-himayin natin yung terms under transnational organized crime. Okay? So pag sinabi po nating transnational crime, okay, so trans ibig sabihin across, no? Tawid. Okay, across. Yan. National naman, ito yung borders natin. Okay, ito yung borders, yung hangganan, okay, o yung boundary. So, crime, it is the act or omission punishable by the law. Okay, so these are crimes committed, no, across national borders. Okay? So, paano ba natin makukonsider na ang isang krimen ay transnational in nature? Okay? So, una po dyan, if it is committed in more than one state. Okay? So, hindi lang sa bansa natin, kundi kasama na rin yung ibang mga bansa. Okay? For example, human trafficking. Okay? So, binili rito sa Pilipinas yung mga bata, 'di ba? At gagamitin yung mga bata na to at or yung mga ibang mga babae for the purpose of prostitution. Okay? Dinala ito sa America, no? From Philippines to America. So that is considered transnational crime, no? So number one, if it is committed in more than one state. Okay. Pangalawa po, if it is committed in one state but the substantial part of its preparation, planning, direction, or control takes place in another state. Okay, so ano po ibig sabihin nito? Okay. So for example, sa illegal drugs, no? Shabu, yung main chemical or main element or yung main compound ng shabu ay ephedrine. Na example lang ha. Pero ito totoo to, ephedrine. Okay, ito po yung main chemical na meron sa shabu. Okay, ito po ay kinukuha sa China. Okay, kinukuha sa China. Kaso yung pagpoproseso ng shabu, yung synthesization of shabu ay ginagawa sa Japan. Okay, ginagawa sa Japan. So it is considered as transnational crime. Committed in one state, but the substantial part of its preparation, planning, uh, and other criminal activities committed in more than or in another place. Okay? Ayan yung example niyan. Pangatlo po, if the crime is committed in one state, no, sa isang bansa, but it involves an organized criminal group engages in criminal activities in more than one state. Okay? So, dito ginawa. Okay? Committed in one state. Dito sa Pilipinas, for example, um, nag-recruit ng mga bata. Okay? Nag-recruit ng mga bata rito, ng mga other women. Okay? Tapos, mayroong, kunwari sa Amerika, ang pangalan ng organized crime group na yon ay sabihin na natin um, Walkers Incorporated. Okay? Yun yung organized crime, no? So sila yung bumibili ng mga ah, babae dito sa Pilipinas at pagdating sa Amerika, gagamitin sila okay as slave or prostitute. Kadalasan naman prostitution eh. Ginagawa silang prostitute. Okay? Yan. So, isa yun sa mga example. Another is, if the crime is committed in one state but has substantial effects in another state. Okay? So, dito ginawa ang krimen pero merong epekto sa ibang bansa. For example, yung ginawa ni Onel de Guzman wherein he spreads viruses. Okay? So, dito ginawa sa Pilipinas, isinend lang sa through email. Okay? And then maraming mga bansa ang naapektuhan kung saan billions of pesos were being lost. Okay, so transnational in nature yon. Okay, so yun yung mga apat na instances wherein we can consider a crime as transnational in nature. Okay, then we also have organized crime. So ang organized crime, it is a continuing criminal enterprise. No? So pag sinabi natin continuing criminal enterprise is that meron kasi yung organized crime group, yung mga grupo, meron kasi silang mga structure. Eh, di ba nga sabi ko sa inyo last time, di ba yung pinaka head nila is considered as the boss. Sumunod is the underboss. Okay? Underboss. And then meron pa silang mga captains. Mga captains. Sila yung mga head of the operating unit. Yan, captains. Okay? And then, in the middle of the boss and the underboss, andyan yung kanilang yung advisor. Okay, advisor. So dito class, continuing criminal enterprise, tuloy-tuloy po ang kanilang paggawa ng criminal activities. Okay, kahit sabihin natin na si boss ay natsugi, okay, si boss ay natsugi, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Okay, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang activities nila kasi meron naman papalit in place of the boss. Okay? So, yan po yung ibig sabihin ng continuing criminal enterprise that rationally works to profit from illicit activities. Okay? So, tatandaan po natin, pag organized crime, ang tanging layunin nila sa paggawa ng krimen ay kumita ng pera. Okay? Kumita ng pera. Saan? Sa illegal na paraan. Okay? Kumita ng pera sa illegal na paraan. Ano ang example niyan? So, andyan yung drug trafficking. Diba? Number one source of yan? Of source of income ng mga organized crime group. Okay? Kasi napakalaki ng kita andyan sa illegal drugs. Ano pa ba? Money laundering. Yan, kasama rin yan. Okay, sa organized crime. Okay, money laundering. Andyan yung prostitution. Kasama na rin sa kanila yan. Prostitution. Ano pa ba? Meron din tayong yung cybercrime, cybercrimes. Okay? So, firearm smuggling, arms smuggling. Okay? And many more criminal activities, okay, kung saan kikita ng pera sa illegal na pamamaraan. Okay, yan ang organized crime. And that's what differs organized crime from terrorism. Okay? Diyan nagkaiba ang organized crime at terrorism. Kasi ang terrorism, meron silang tinatawag na ideology. No? Ideology. Sinabi nating ideology, merong system of beliefs o paniniwala. And mostly, ang terrorism are religiously motivated. Okay? Religiously motivated, okay, ang grupo nila. Okay? So they want to overthrow the government in order to give them independence. Okay? Yan ang gusto nila, mga terorista. Gusto nila magkaroon sila ng sariling gobyerno. Okay? Unlike organized crime, wala yung pakialam sa mga paniniwala. Basta ang paniniwala nila, okay, pera. Kumita ng pera. And then we also have transnational organized crime. So when we say transnational organized crime, it is a self-perpetuating associations, okay, of individuals who operate transnationally for the purpose of obtaining power, influence, at ito ang main reason nila, monetary, okay, monetary or commercial gains, wholly or in part by illegal means, while protecting their activities through a pattern of corruption and violence. Okay? So kaya nga hindi nahuhuli itong mga transnational organized crime group. Okay? Kasi class, doon sa kanilang structure, no, may mga members sila. Okay? So yung mga members ng organized crime ay andyan yung mga enforcer. Okay? Enforcer. Okay. Itong enforcer, sila yung mga member ng organized crime na nananakot, okay, pumapatay, okay, they inflict violence, okay, in order to create fear, okay, at makakuha ng monetary gain. Okay? And we have the enforcer, okay? Andyan din po, okay? Ano pa ba? Enforcer, andyan din po yung ating mga um, yan, the enforcer, okay, yung middleman, andyan yung middleman, okay, yan, middleman, sila yung namamagitan naman, okay, namamagitan, okay, and then, meron din sila na hindi naman, okay, actually hindi sila member talaga ng transnational organized crime, pero, ano sila, they are non-members, okay, of the transnational organized crime, pero nagagamit sila, okay, in order to continue their criminal enterprise. Okay? Sila yung mga politicians, okay? Mga politicians, ginagamit yung kapangyarihan, okay, politicians and law enforcers. Ginagamit yung impluwensya nila, okay, para hindi mahuli itong mga transnational organized crime group na to. Okay? So, yan po. Transnational organized crime. And then, we also have the three protocols of the Palermo Convention. So, nakatutok po ang United Nations for United Nations Convention on Transnational Crime doon nga sa yung sa sinasabi natin na focus crime ng Interpol, 'di ba? Katulad nung sa Interpol. Pero dito ang focus ng UN Convention or yung Palermo Convention is number one, protocol to prevent, suppress, and punish trafficking in person. Okay? Trafficking in person or tinatawag din natin na human trafficking. Human trafficking. Sa Pilipinas, dito sa bansa natin, okay, we have a law, okay, that punishes or defines and punishes the Trafficking in Person Act or the Trafficking in Person. Ito yung RA 9208. RA 9208. Kung saan, okay, trafficking in person defined as the recruitment. Okay? So, recruitment, inaalok nila ng trabaho yung mga kababaihan, okay? Pero ang sinasabi nila legal na trabaho, katulong, mga ganyan, ay pagtatrabahuin sa factory. Pero 'pag nandun na sila sa lugar, sasabihin lang na hindi alam ng mga babae na they will be working as a prostitute. Okay, so trafficking in person 'yan. as defined under RA 9208. Transportation, okay? Yung pagdadala ng mga babae, okay, from one place to another, okay? Harboring, yung pagtatago, no, ng mga kababaihan, yan, harboring, or kahit na sinong tao, okay? Or receipt of people, pagtanggap ng tao, okay? Receipt of people, okay? For what purpose daw? Okay, ano ang purpose? For slavery, gagawing katulong, okay? Slavery, and the most common is prostitution. Okay, they will be working uh, in a prostitution houses. Okay? Andyan din po ang forced labor. Okay, pagtatrabahuhin sila doon. Forced labor. Okay? Tsaka pambayad ng utang. Debt, bondage. Okay? Debt, bondage. Kaya nga itong human trafficking ay tinatawag ngayon na modern day, okay, yung human trafficking modern day slavery. Okay, modern day slavery. Okay? Yan yung trafficking in persons natin. Next is protocol against smuggling of migrants. Okay. Smuggling of migrants by land, sea, and air. So when we speak of smuggling of migrants, guys, okay, ito po yung procurement, okay, procurement of person, procurement, okay, procurement of person in order to obtain directly or indirectly a financial benefit, no? Financial, okay, financial or material benefit. Eh, yan naman yung aim ng mga ng transnational crime, transnational organized crime 'Di ba? Para kumita ng pera. Okay, so financial, okay? And then these persons na nakuha, no, na procure, okay, will be transported by land, sea or air, okay, through illegal entry. Illegal entry. So pag sinabi mong illegal entry, hindi sila nakapag-procure ng mga essential documents. Ay katulad ng passport. Yung passport pineke, 'di ba? So may ID pero pineke. Kasi nga hindi pwedeng ibiyahe yung mga kababaihan, yung mga bata, okay, hangga't wala silang consent na doon sa magulang, no? Kung saan ang purpose is to have a job abroad, okay? So, ang gagawin nila, itatakas nila yan, gagawa sila ng mga peking dokumento para magkaroon lang ng entry sa ibang bansa, okay? At itong mga tao na to is not a national, okay, on that country or not a resident on that country. Okay, yan po ang protocol against smuggling of migrants. Okay? So para siyang may connected sa sa trafficking in person. Okay? And then protocol against illegal manufacturing. Okay? Illegal manufacturing of and trafficking in firearms, their parts and components, ammunition. Okay? So when we say illicit trafficking, yan, illicit or illegal na trafficking, it is the means of importing, okay? Importing, ito yung pagpapasok, okay, sa isang bansa ng mga firearms and other components of firearms as well as ammunition. Okay? And then we have also importing, exporting. Okay? Yung isang lugar, okay? Sa kanila galing yung firearms, inilalabas nila sa kanilang bansa papunta sa ibang mga bansa. Okay? So illegal acquisition, sale, delivery, and transfer of firearms. Included na rin yan sa illegal trafficking. Okay? So yung parts and components naman, okay, ng firearm, ito po yung mga okay, parte ng firearm, okay, na essential sa paggana, okay, ng firearm na yun. Essential in the operation, such as the barrel of the gun, the frame or the receiver, okay, the slide or cylinder, okay, slide sa pistol, cylinder sa sa revolver, bolt or breech lock, okay, or the silencer, okay, kasama po yan sa sa parts and components, okay. Then we also have ASEAN Declaration on Transnational Crime. So it is enshrined in the Bangkok Declaration of August 8, 1968. Okay? So it is an initial effort in combating transnational crime were focused on drug abuse and drug trafficking, the prevalent crime which affected the growth and vitality of ASEAN. Okay? Ang ASEAN kasi class, it is, eto acronym lang yan, na ang ibig sabihin ay Association of Southeast Asian Country. Association of Southeast Asian Country. No, Southeast Asian, okay, country or nation yung letter N. Southeast Asian nation. Okay? So ano ba yung mga ilan ba yung mga bansa na kabilang sa ASEAN? Okay? Actually 10 yan. Okay, 10 yung kabilang sa ASEAN country. Okay? Andiyan po yung Brunei. Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. 10 country po yan. So ano ang focus nila? Drug abuse and drug trafficking. Okay, bakit ba? Okay, ano ba ang kinalaman nitong ASEAN sa drug abuse and drug trafficking? Okay, sa ASEAN country lang naman, matatagpuan yung Golden Triangle. Okay? Yung Golden Triangle. Okay, kung saan number one, illegal manufacturer ng opium and other illegal drugs. Sino-sino ba yung mga nasa Golden Triangle? Andyan sila Myanmar. Okay? Myanmar. Okay? Thailand and Laos. Okay? So, drug. Ano to? Isa ito sa pinakamalakas, okay, na illegal drug trafficker, okay, sa buong bansa. Myanmar, Thailand, Laos. Okay? Katawid lang ng Pilipinas yan eh. Diba? And then meron din tayong tinatawag na Golden Crescent. Okay? So ang Golden Crescent class, kasali din sa mga Southeast Asian nation din yan. Okay? Andiyan ang Afghanistan, di Iran and Pakistan. Okay, Iran and Pakistan. Pero itong tatlong bansa na to class, hindi siya kasali dito sa ASEAN country. Okay, kasi nga medyo magulo ang mga bansang nabanggit na yan. Okay, so ASEAN Declaration on Transnational Crime. Okay, ito yung Golden Crescent, Golden Triangle. Okay, so PNP as peacekeeping force. So ito naman class, hinahire ang PNP member para makipag-participate in the peacekeeping action, okay, ng United Nations. Kung saan the Philippine National Police acts as a support, no, to the United Nations in resolving conflicts and for humanitarian assistance. Okay. So ito, sa Pilipinas, we have the Executive Order 97, kung saan si Pangulong Gloria Macapagal Arroyo approved and adopted the policy framework and guidelines for Philippine participation in the United Nations peacekeeping operations. Okay, on April 23. Okay, and then Presidential Proclamation 1755 naman, it declared, okay, that every May 29 of the year is the International Peacekeepers Day of the United Nations Peacekeepers. Okay? So next, ito po yung mga standard qualification, okay, ng isang PNP member, okay, to be qualified in the United Nations mission. Okay? So pumasa dapat siya sa United Nation entrance exam. Okay? So he must hold a rank of police staff sergeant to police colonel, kung saan ang minimum time in grade of at least 2 years in his or her present rank. So 2 years na siyang police staff sergeant or 2 years na rin siyang police colonel. Okay? And must not be less than 26, so 25 pababa, and not more than 50 years of age, so 51 pataas, okay, upon his deployment. And then must have a minimum of at least 5 years active police service. Tuloy-tuloy ang serbisyo nito, walang leave, hindi siya naka-leave, okay, walang emergency leave, and so on and so forth. Must have a minimum of 3 years field and appropriate experience. Okay, may 3 years experience, okay, relative to his position. Okay? And must have a performance evaluation rating with a rating of very satisfactory for 2 consecutive semestral rating. Kasi every year, okay, dalawang beses ginegradean ang PNP. January to June, first grading yon, first sem. Then July to December, dalawang sem. So dapat very satisfactory ang rating. And then must not have no pending case, either administrative, criminal, or civil. Okay? Must possess a valid driver's license at kayang magmaneho ng 4x4 vehicle. No, yung mga malalaking sasakyan to. No, 4x4 vehicle. And then must be computer literate, particularly sa Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, email, and internet. Kasi mostly ng operation nila ay ginagamitan ng mga computers, and must weight not more or less than 5 kilograms from the standard weight corresponding to his or her height, age, and sex. Okay? So kung normal ka, hindi ka dapat magkaroon ng 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 sobra or mababa pa sa 5 kilograms. Okay? So must have passed the psychological examination, the drug examination, HEPA B confirmatory test, and physical test, no, to be administered by the PNP. Okay? Must be recommended. Siyempre, kailangan may recommendation ka ng unit mo. Okay? And must pass the United Nations Selection Assistance Team Test. Okay? Conducted by the PNP Selection Committee for UN missions. Okay? So, that's all.